Hi everyone, this is For the Love of Comics and a very warm welcome to a very special episode in which we open more packages from you, the dear viewers of this channel. A few months ago, I received a package from Paul Hatcher in Northampton, the United Kingdom, a friend of this channel's who sent us a box of comics, which were both comics that he had created himself as well as comics that he thought I would like by other creators. And I was very excited to open that on camera with you for our very first mail time. Since then, I've received these 4 more packages that I've been very excited to open, but have been holding off on until I was well enough to make this video. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 packages to go through, and I'm going to go through in order of thickness from thinnest to the biggest box. So let's jump right into another For the Love of Comics mail time. Our first package comes to us all the way from Galway, Ireland, from David Garcia Herrera. Let's take a look. It's Usagi Yojimbo. There isn't a note with this, but David did send me a message on Facebook in which he said, "Hi there, in Ireland where I live, they have a free comic day and they brought out one comic from Usagi Yojimbo. The story is called Attack of the Teeny Titans. I picked up 2 copies and I thought that if you don't have it, I could send you one if that's okay. I know how much you like this comic and that's why I thought it could be a nice and thanks gesture for all your videos." David, thank you so much. That is so sweet. You're absolutely right. I, of course, love Usagi Yojimbo, as any regular viewer of this channel will know. And I don't think I've ever had a free comic book day comic of Usagi's. This is one of the color comic from IDW and seems to star chibi forms of Usagi and other characters, even Chibi J, and I can't wait to take a look through it and see how the story unfolds. If any of you would like a closer look at it, let me know in the comments below. I can share pictures on the Facebook page, our Discord, the YouTube community page, or maybe even feature it in an upcoming video. Once again, thank you so much, David from Galway. Our next package comes to us from Matt Levin in Massachusetts, United States. Matt Levin is a friend of mine on Facebook, and he has a Facebook page and a website for Walking Man Comics where he collects his own comics, which are rubber stamp comics, and he has a fantastic comic book collection. Like many people in the United States, he has a huge collection of singles and many esoteric comics, comics that I've never heard of or seen other than in his collection and the photographs that he shares on his pages. So I'm really excited to see what this package contains. Matt's got a little note over here for me, which he signs off by saying, "I also much enjoy your videos and appreciate the work to make them happen. Best wishes, Matt." Matt, thank you so very much, and I can't wait to see what you've sent me. This is Xeno's Arrow number 9. Xeno's Arrow number 9 is published by Cup O' Tea Comics. As I said, a comic book publisher I've never heard of. The back seems to have a little bit of a blurb. Once upon a time, a bunch of aliens decided to escape from a zoo. The copyright page tells me that this is published in the year 2000, but it looks very influenced or inspired by those indie black and white comics of the 80s and 90s. There's a Hellboy the Golden Army comic book version from Dark Horse Comics. An indie black and white zine called Bunny Blues Leaves, the kind of comic both in content and format that would never make its way over here to India. Another free comic book day comic, an issue of Robert Kirkman's Wolfman, number 1. Ooh, a free comic book day issue of Scott Pilgrim from Oni Press. I don't think I've ever seen any Scott Pilgrim in this full-sized comic version, which gives the familiar story a new look and feel. There's still more, a postcard from Metropolis, from Superman for All Seasons. That's just wonderful. And a ticket for a brawl between Wolverine and Sabretooth. An issue of The Escapists by Brian K. Vaughan. Gyro Man number 0, The Adventures of Oat Willie, the most thoughtful guy in the world, Love and Capes, 2 issues of what looks like a British comic, Burglar Bill by Paul Grist, an issue of The Fish Police, and The Wandering Stars from Fantagraphics Comics. None of which I've ever heard of before, let alone read. This is just a fantastic trove of unheard of comics, and again, I cannot wait to get into Gyro Man and Oat Willie and Burglar Bill. And off camera, my wife seems very interested in the Fish Police. Matt Levin, thank you so very much. This is very exciting, and I'll be sure to let you know what I thought of these. Once again, if any of you would like a closer look at any of these, let me know in the comments below. That leaves us with these 2 boxes. This one actually has been opened because my wife thought it was for her. I don't know why she thought that, but she went ahead and opened it. So I did look into it. This has been sent to me from Top Shelf Comics in the US, but at the behest of Chris Gooch, a comics writer artist from Australia. Top Shelf Comics publishes Chris Gooch, and I really appreciate them sending me these books all this way. There are 3 books in this box. Chris Gooch's first book, Bottled, which is a novel, a graphic novel. His second book, Deep Breaths, which is a collection of short stories in comics form. And his third and most recent book, Under Earth, a very thick magnum opus graphic novel. Because the box got opened, I have actually read Deep Breaths since I received this, and I absolutely love this collection of short stories. Some of them are realistic and slice of life, meditative, reminding me of prose short stories like those by Raymond Carver or John Updike. Yet others are speculative fiction, dabbling in genre, but all of them very atmospheric, very moody, some of them borderline horror. They could be almost like Junji Ito stories without the extreme graphic representation. There's some sci-fi in here, all done in a very loose but powerful art style. I was really blown away by this collection of stories, so I can't wait to get into these novels, particularly his latest book, Under Earth, which I think is already out in the United States and then releasing elsewhere in the world, including in Australia in January. This seems to be a sci-fi story about a prison. So given the quality of the storytelling in this collection of short stories, this has immediately jumped to the top of my must-read list. I'll talk a little bit more about both Under Earth and Bottled when I've read through them. Thank you so much, Top Shelf Comics, and especially Chris Gooch for sending me these books. I really appreciate them. And finally, we come to this box from the United States, from Washington State, from longtime viewer and friend of this channel, DB. Wow! Look at this, Reese's for you. There's candy in this box. What? Milk chocolate covered pretzels. Oh my goodness, how did you know? Almond Joy. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to speak for a while. This box is just, this is how it looks. It's just full of candy as soon as I open it. I love candy. Haribo fruit salad, Reese's, Kisses, gummy lifesavers, Hershey's milk chocolate, Kit Kat, more gummy lifesavers. I love gummies. Oh, this is incredible. I'm so shocked. I'm going to be eating candy like Rolo, Butterfinger. So many of these are just absolutely not available here. Cowtails. It's just fistfuls of candy. I think what DB's done is he's used candy as packing peanuts. I strongly encourage this type of behavior. This is fantastic. Oh my goodness. Rice Krispie treats, salted nut rolls, more Hershey's. Oh my goodness, it just never ends. Although you guys can't see it, my wife is very excited off screen as well. More Rice Krispie treats, more candy. And then we get to the comics. There's one pile over here and, ooh. Maybe I'll put these here and put all the candy back in to this box. Okay, let's take a look. The first book we have over here, it's like a large hardcover. This is Leave It to Chance from Image Comics, what looks like a large hardcover. This is book 1, Shaman's Reign by James Robinson, Paul Smith, and Jeremy Cox. I've never heard of this, although I've heard a lot about James Robinson and really enjoyed what little I've read. I've never gotten to read his Starman, which is, I think, what he's most famous for. But this looks beautiful. It's sort of a fantasy melding with the modern contemporary world story from the looks of it in a very handsome, slim hardcover. Thank you so much. And then there's this stack. Okay, let's see what we have over here. Leah Moore and John Repton, Wild Girl by Sean McManus and J.H. Williams 3. There seem to be a bunch of them in here. So it's Wild Girl number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, and 6 of 6, so the entire mini-series. From Wildstorm Comics by Leah Moore, I've never heard of Wild Girl, but I look forward to reading it. Let's see what else we have. Some single issues here, more Leave It to Chance, of continuing from that hardcover volume 1 we saw earlier. Leave It to Chance 11, 12, 13. Over here, number 7, right. 7, 8 to 13 issues, including this sort of square bound, I don't know if it would qualify as a prestige format, issues of Leave It to Chance. Oh, the back of this issue contains an ad for Astro City Tarnished Angel. Oh wait, there's more Leave It to Chance over here. So Leave It to Chance 1 through 6 in singles. So what is this hardcover? I guess I need to do a little bit of research, or at least take a closer look at what this is. What I seem to have over here is Leave It to Chance issues 1 through 13 and Leave It to Chance book 1. So maybe this contains, it doesn't say. This is my problem with unboxings, really. You should really know what you're going to talk about before you start the camera rolling. Okay, so this is a hardcover collection of issues 1 through 4 from what I can make out, but issues 1 through 13 also in single issues in this package from DB. And there's one more thing in this package, wrapped separately. From Vault Comics, this is Friendo, Volume 1. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and this is really exciting to have that. Vault Comics aren't very easily available in India, as I think I've mentioned in a couple of my videos. This looks fantastic, and I can't wait to get into Friendo. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much for everyone who sent me comics from all over the world. The fact that I'm receiving packages of comics and candy is quite astonishing, frankly overwhelming to me. Thank you so much for your generosity. For viewers of this channel, if you'd like a closer look at any of these, at Friendo, at Leave It to Chance, if there's more you want to know about any of the things that I've found discovered over here, leave it all in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. This has been For the Love of Comics, and I'll see you at the next video.